Hi friends, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Kailin and I post new videos every single Saturday with a few sprinkled in between. And I post videos mainly about eating disorder recovery and intuitive eating. So if that's something that you're interested in, I would love for you to click onto that subscribe button down below and become part of our little family. But in today's video, we are going to be talking about body neutrality. What it means, what it is, my experience with it, and some ways you can practice it on your own. So first things first, let's start off with defining what body neutrality is. So the definition of body neutrality is pretty much in the title and what it's called. It basically means being neutral in how you speak to yourself and how you view your body. Usually people tend to have very black and white thinking when it comes to how they view themselves. So either you love yourself and you feel very confident, or you hate yourself and tend to use very self-deprecating language. However, what we don't talk about is this huge gray area in between love and hate. And in this gray area, it's not love, it's not hate, but it's being neutral, being okay in your skin no matter what it looks like. Because you don't need to love yourself to appreciate what your body does for you. So when it comes to my own body, it used to always be at the forefront of my mind 24/7. I would stop myself from doing things, from going out to see friends, from being intimate, going out on dates, doing things I loved just because of what I looked like. And part of body neutrality is decentralizing your body from the conversation. And it's also about challenging this idea that your body needs to look a certain way in order for you to be able to do things. What I want you to do is I want you to take a moment to think about everything that you have avoided doing because of your body or because you didn't feel confident in your skin. Take a moment, okay? For me, several things come up right away. I missed out on pool parties. I missed out on taking photos with my friends. I missed out on wearing clothing that I actually wanted to wear. And to be completely honest, the amount of things that I've avoided or missed out on, I feel like the list is just so exhaustive. And back when I was hyper fixated on my body was one of the only things that truly mattered. I asked myself all the time, do I look good? Is this outfit flattering? My thoughts centered around being perceived as thin. They centered around being thin. And for me, in the past, being thin meant that I was good enough to be perceived. It meant that I was good enough for people to like me or to be attracted to me. And the thing is that your worth and your beauty are not tied to a specific body size or body type. And as I mentioned, this was constantly what I was thinking about. And I never thought for one second what my body did to care for me. All that I ever thought about was what it looked like. And I just quickly want to emphasize that your body is wired to care for you. You can damage yourself however you would like, but your body is going to fight extremely hard to repair you from the inside out. It's going to try its hardest to make sure that you are safe and okay. And it does this because it is its job to keep you alive. And the thing is, because of the society that we live in, a society that profits off of our insecurities, sometimes we forget to appreciate our bodies for what they do versus what they look like. Because you know what happens when you hate your body? You hate yourself. And if you're talking badly about something that is a part of who you are, the consequence of that is you are going to feel horrible. So we know that when we talk negatively about ourselves, it doesn't make us feel good. So think about the possibility of what could happen if you decentralize what your body looks like and if you begin speaking kindly to yourself. It's obviously going to feel a lot better than talking shit about yourself, and it's definitely worth trying. And our bodies are so much more than just a skin sack, you know? Our bodies contain our mind, our heart, and our soul. As cheesy as that sounds, it's true. And these are all very important parts of being human. And the human experience is about feeling things, about experiences, about emotion, about love. And you can experience all of these things no matter what you look like. And don't get me wrong, there is absolutely nothing wrong with loving yourself and appreciating your body. And I definitely preach body love all over my social media platforms. But my goal isn't for everybody to love themselves, because I don't think that that is a very realistic goal. I do not love myself every day. That is impossible. And you don't have to love yourself every day, but you can definitely make the decision to be neutral. And I want to emphasize that body neutrality is a firm middle ground between love and between hate. And there are endless ways to practice body neutrality, and how I practice it might be very different from how you choose to practice it. And that is okay. We are both in different bodies and we both have different experiences, and I think that that is so wonderful. But the most important thing that I want you to do is not stop yourself from doing things because of what you look like. And at its core, body neutrality basically means that you don't need to love your body to feel good about yourself. Your body's not a measure of beauty, it's not a measure of worth, and it shouldn't be how you measure your success or your validity. You have so much to offer this world outside of what you look like. And as I say all the time, your body is just the least interesting thing about you. And your body belongs to you and you alone. It doesn't exist to be admired or objectified. And for me, I like to focus on the 4 pillars of self-care or health. Making sure that you are eating enough, making sure that you are drinking enough, making sure you are getting enough sleep, and making sure that you feel very safe in your environment. And when we follow all of these pillars and when we live by them, again, these are just our basic needs, we are caring for ourselves and for our bodies. And when you respect yourself and begin to speak with a more neutral tone, I promise you that you will begin to feel better, more confident, and more fulfilled. Here are some more tips when it comes to dealing with body neutrality. First things first, stop talking about your body and stop talking about the bodies of other people. It's not interesting, it's not a quirk, it's not a personality trait. Leave it alone, throw it in the garbage. No more body talk. Make sure that you are eating food that you actually enjoy. Check in with yourself constantly. Ask yourself and your body what you need. Do you need comfort? Do you need food? Do you need to relax? Ask yourself questions and be willing to actually listen and respond accordingly. And this is one of the most important things, is to not be judgmental about your nasty or mean thoughts. Instead, what I want you to do is to be curious. Think about where they come from or who they come from. Think about why you feel this way about yourself or about bodies in general. Reframe them compassionately, work through them. You will never see a change in your thoughts and in the way you think and view the world if you do not question them, if you do not work through them. So if I have a negative thought about myself or about a body type and I do nothing about it, then I'm going to continue to believe that negative thought. But let me tell you, thoughts are not facts, and you have the ability to shape and mold them into something more compassionate and loving or neutral. And one of the last things that I want to say is to give it time. If you've spent your entire life hating yourself and hating your body and speaking negatively to yourself, do you really think that body neutrality or even body acceptance will happen overnight? No, that's super unrealistic. So just continue to practice it, continue to reframe those negative thoughts, continue to eradicate that diet talk out of your language and out of your vocabulary, and see what happens. But be patient with yourself. Body neutrality is allowing yourself to just be without judgment. The relationship that you have with your body right now, if it's a negative one, it doesn't have to be that way. If you're being unkind, I hope you know that that's not the only option. And I'm not asking you to go make out with your reflection in the mirror and love yourself. I'm just asking you to be more neutral Thank your body for what it does for you, how it functions, how it moves about in this world, how it keeps you alive. Try to speak to yourself like you would to a friend. And I know that's really cheesy, but it's so true. If you don't hold other people to the same standard that you hold yourself to, how is that fair? I really hope that this video gives you a little bit more of an understanding on what body neutrality is and ways that you can incorporate it into your life. And if you have anything else to add, or if you have any questions or kind comments, please make sure to leave them down below. I am always here and happy to help. But without further ado, that is it for today's video. Make sure to do something kind for yourself, and I hope to see you in my next one. Bye guys.